I on? Yes?
Am I on?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're on. Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2017 Class 2A number 35 sectional at Westview. The first game tonight will be the Laville Lancers playing against the Bremen Lions.
Earlier in the season, Laville beat Bremen at Bremen 55-42, but that was December 1st, and Bremen's improved a lot over the season, Kenny.
Yes, they have. They improved a lot. They made it to the Bi-County Championship game against New Prairie, ended up losing that game. But they have improved over the season, and so has Laville. Laville comes in with a record of 16-6, while Bremen comes in at 7-15. We're going to throw it back for our commercials.
LVH1 and the Union North United School Corporation for the private use of our audience and fans. Any retransmission or duplication of this broadcast without the written consent of LVH1 or the Union North United School Corporation is strictly prohibited. We hope you enjoy this event, and go Lancers!
Welcome to Westview High School for the sectional semifinal games. The first matchup tonight will be our Laville Lancers against the Bremen Lions. And Dennis,
Just looking through some stats and things, and Laville and Bremen have only played once very early in the season, as I stated just a little while ago, and the only thing that really is a major comparison is two teams. Both teams played New Prairie. Both teams fell to New Prairie in the Bi-County tournament in mid to late January, and then both teams against the Triton Trojans. Laville lost at Laville to Triton 41-37, and Bremen lost at Triton 50-41. So both teams aren't as high, at their usual strength, but it's going to be a good game. Bremen's only 8-16 this year, but it has a lot to do with their conference, Kenny. If we were back in the old conference, Bremen would be a very competitive, around 500 team, and Laville is 16-6, which is a very good mark.
yes, they are. I mean, you talk about the conference that Bremen's in. I mean, they have to face teams like South Bend, Riley, Adams, Penn, Glenn, New Prairie. I mean, you face in Washington. You face those teams night in and night out.
Well,
you're not going to do so hot.
That, and you have 3A schools there.
We're going to cut it to a quick timeout. You're listening to the 107th annual IHSAA State Tournament brought to you by the Indiana Pacers and Fever. You're listening to LVH1, the voice of Lancer Nation.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First West Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank.
Member FDIC.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Indiana. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Introducing T&A Rigging Incorporated. Since 2005, we have been the premier machinery moving company for Lakeville and the surrounding areas. Our experts specialize in moving heavy equipment and machinery. We can also install, repair, and offer precision alignment for your machines. We can help with crane services and steel fabrication in shop or on site. For more info, visit tarigging.com or call 574-233-3074.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First West Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstwest.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
At TNA.
And we're back here for the starting lineups for both teams.
They're introducing all the players as this is sectional. So
And that's kind of cool. I like how they do that. They announce every single player on the roster, and then they'll get to the starting lineups.
And we will bring you our starting lineups, usually brought to us at home games by the amazing announcer, Mr. Dale Cox.
Steve
Cox. And Dale E. Cox Gymnasium. My apologies there.
You said the older one there, Dennis. You said the older one.
Well, shout out to him if he's watching the game at home. And if he's here, it'd be nice to see him. But
I know Steve Cox is here.
I could believe
I think
that.
Dale Cox is watching this on LVH1 tonight. So
shout
out.
Yep. Shout out to you. Just awesome to watch the game. And we will have the starting lineups. And other than that, this ought to be a very evenly matched game. Earlier in the season, like I said, Laville had a big win, 55-42. So the Laville Lancers, the senior starters. Number 3, Adam Stanky. He is a senior. For Bremen, number 20, Brent Cloco. For Laville, number 4, Luke Beeler. He is a sophomore. For Bremen, number 22, Matt Box. For Laville, wearing number 20, Isaac Ross. He is a senior. For Bremen, wearing number 24, Zachary Burkholder. For Laville, wearing number 40, Riley Cox.
He is a sophomore.
And Kenny's cousin. And wearing number 30 for Bremen is Chandler Snyder. And for Laville, wearing number 41, Dalton Dove.
And he is a junior.
And for Bremen, wearing number 42, Jacob Strahler. And Coach Edison for the Lancers. So it's going to be a very even and close game. Any keys to tonight's game, Kenny?
For Laville, one, they've had some trouble with their when teams have been driving to the basket on them. Their drive defense fell apart in the late season, regular season. So hopefully this almost week off for the Lancers they've improved on their defense a lot. But for Bremen, you've got to attack Laville at every single time you have the ball. Laville, main player is Adam Stanky. If you take him away, that's a big focus for Bremen.
One of the things I've noticed throughout our later season is higher scoring games we do very well at. And Laville gets another jump because Box jumped early. So we have Strahler against Ross now, and Ross won the tip easily. But it's just going to depend on pace, and higher scoring games Laville does better at, and the lower scoring games they seem to struggle and really have to fight. And if Stanky doesn't have over about 15 points, Laville has a real tough time putting points on the board. Even if everybody has 9 or 10, it doesn't usually result well. And Beeler inside gets blocked, but Laville maintains possession.
Lancers usually running their motion offense. The Bremen comes out in a man zone, in a man defense to start off. Back to Stanky for the 3. Got it. Lancers start off hot, 3-0.
Exactly what Coach Edison wants to see. And if you're Bremen, that's one of the things early on you can allow, but you can't really depend on it. It's just a wide open shot, and Riley Cox did an amazing job on Matt Box there.
That was a nice defensive play by Riley Cox. Coming over to swat the pass out of bounds. Nice job by Isaac Ross doing the same thing off the inbound.
Bremen's going to have to work very hard. It looks like Coach Edison prepared for baseline defense, not letting anyone get easy baskets underneath the hoop. And Matt Box just made an easy basket under the hoop, Kenny. Ross. Yep.
Over to Beeler. Beeler now looking. Finds Dalton Dove. Dove had Adam Stanky on the back door. Didn't take it. Riley Cox now back to Isaac Ross. Stanky now.
Bremen just looking a little messy down there. A lot of running around and not communicating, it looks like, Kenny.
Yes, Stanky got that shot off from the elbow, knocks it down. 5-2 Lancers.
Still doing a great zone defense.
Looks more like a man.
I don't know. It's kind of back and forth here. And Riley Cox with a foul. His first, team's first. I mean, just keep watching the rotation, Kenny. That's why I'm calling it more of a zone than a man. Might be a little man zone, but I mean, really, people are staying in their areas.
Riley Cox with the rebound. Adam Stanky will bring it over for the Lancers. Dalton thought about the three, did not take it.
Strahler was standing right there, and I don't think he wanted to have a chance of that being that contested, Kenny.
Isaac Ross thought about a three. Beeler now to Adam Stanky.
Now, the taller players who are interior players, Bremen seems to want to allow a easy three-point shot as Beeler makes a nice layup. But I don't think they want to give us, you know, interior shots with our tall players, because that's where both Ross and Dove really complete it and add their points up.
That's a travel. Took too many steps.
Yes, he did. Bremen's first turnover. I mean, just one of the things you can't do in a game where you'd probably be considered the underdog by how the record looks and how mutual opponent play looks. And the
offensive foul, illegal screen.
Yep, and that will go on Dalton Dove and be his first, team second. Now that's one of the things that I'd watch out for is foul trouble.
Exactly, for Dalton Dove. Has some tendencies of getting some fouls.
Yes, he does. Very aggressive and physical player, and good call on the jump ball.
Alternate possession gives it to the
Bremen.
Lions.
Snyder wanted to call a timeout there, and this early into a game, you're really not looking to call a timeout if you're the coach.
No, you don't want to waste a timeout.
I understand this for ball possession, but and you're down, but
the offensive foul.
I believe that
on
would go
number
on
42,
Strahler.
Jacob Strahler.
I was going to say, I think that's on Strahler. Just a lot of movement. Strahler's first, team's first.
Lancers have 2 team fouls. Bremen just picked up their first.
They'll doing another thing I haven't seen them do. High percentage shooting, taking high percentage shots, Kenny.
Stanky to Beeler on the back door. 9-2 Lancers by a touchdown.
4 shots, 4 makes. And I don't expect Laville to make every shot or any team for that being. And off the mark, rebounded by Dove.
Riley Cox now pushing it for the Lancers to Luke Beeler, and he fumbles the pass. Early game jitters, Dennis. You got to get that worked out by the second quarter.
1 turnover in about 4 minutes, Kenny. That's about average, I'd say. Not what you're looking for, but not bad. And you have
Beeler and Stanky on the double team.
Burkholder got it over to Box. Just very difficult play here. Ville not allowing penetration, though, Kenny.
But they got a 3.
Snyder.
Snyder knocks down a 3. 9-5 Lancers. Stanky and Beeler, only two players that have scored so far.
For the Lancers.
For the Lancers, yes. Good clear up, Dennis.
Just making
Beeler.
people question a little bit. Dove knows that's not a high percent shot for him, so he's just holding off. I mean, Laville is being very cautious with the ball.
Got to work this 2-3 zone
They
that
have
Bremen
been.
is running. You get down in the middle.
Beautiful.
Nice pass from Beeler, the assist to Dalton Dove. Dove puts it on off the glass, 11-5 Lancers.
Bremen just doesn't seem to have that many answers, Kenny. I mean, they're trying really hard, but Laville is doing an excellent job around everywhere.
Laville has been penetrating this 2-3 zone for Bremen
And
all
a
night long, and
turnover.
it's been working.
Great defense there by Dove.
Great
Really,
offense contributes to great defense, Dennis.
usually great defense leads to great offense, as Bremen will call a timeout. And
We're going to take the timeout as well. You're listening to LVH1, the voice of Lancer Nation, and the 107th annual
Indiana
State
State
tournament.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Indiana. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And we're back to Westview. Beeler knocks down the shot. 13-5 Lancers. Dennis, the Lancers are pretty hot right now.
Yeah, they are. Just beautiful shooting,
Interest-
beautiful. I mean, they've not missed a shot yet,
Snyder
Kenny.
on the drive.
Dove with the foul, though. Got mostly ball, but still came over his back. And that'll get called every time, Kenny.
Yes, it will.
Dove's second, team's third.
You talked about foul trouble here. Dalton Dove now with 2 fouls early on. And Jacob Good will come in for Dove, along with Justin DeClark. As Riley Cox will take a breather on the bench.
Bremen also had a substitution, Kenny. And that
Snyder makes 1 of 2. Stanky pushing it.
would be Caldwell in for the Bremen.
Clark for 3, no good. Isaac Ross couldn't do anything as Matt Box takes it all the way.
He
For the
flew
layup.
down.
Beeler dumps it down.
Good job,
Jacob
but
Good.
DeClark there getting the ball. Ball control wins games, Kenny.
Yes, it does. Lancers have maintained ball control almost the whole night. Just a little bit of some early on jitters for both teams. Couple turnovers each. DeClark for 3, no good. Way off.
Clark's just struggling a little bit, Kenny. He's a good senior player, just, not too often you get into a game like this.
Different gym, you got to get used to it. A lot bigger than Daly Cox Gymnasium.
Yes, it is. Well, neutral site as well. So the atmosphere, isn't really going one way or the other. It's just mutual.
Especially with this being a state tournament too.
And
You got that feeling of you win, you move on, you lose, you're done.
Stanky's first foul. And you have 4 fouls now on the Lancers. And Not really what you want to see if you're Coach Edison. Fouls are totaling up early.
Bremen still has one team foul. Stanky almost got a steal there on the inbound.
Yes, he did. Bremen still looking a little like they're not communicating that well.
Matt Box for three. No good. Grabs his own rebound. Goes up. Foul on Jacob Good.
His first, team's fifth. And another thing is you really can't be sending them to the line when you're fouling. I know you're playing hard defense, but Box, I'd have to say, after watching the Bi-County tournament, as probably the senior leader and overall the best player on the Bremen Lions team.
Yes, he is the best player on the team. He knocks down the first.
He might not always score the most points, but I mean, he composes himself well. He leads the offense well. He, you know. And not all the numbers are here for Bremen under Coach Jerry Smith. I believe that is Zumbran who entered for the Lions, but I'm not exactly sure, Kenny.
Beeler. Stanky. Looks like the Lancers are going to try and hold this out for the last shot.
Moving screen called on Beeler. His first team six, though. So right now you have Bremen in the bonus, Kenny. A bad spot to be in if you're Laville.
Especially this only being the first quarter.
Yeah.
And Bremen's already in the bonus with the next foul.
And Bremen can tie it up with a three-point make. So.
And they can hold it for the last shot as well.
Or they pass it into Box. He gets fouled by Williams underneath, and I mean, that's Laville's seventh foul.
It's going to go to the line for two. Any foul from here on out will result in free throws for Bremen.
Any foul before this one would have. But this one cements it.
Whoa.
I don't see. Laville's definitely going to get on Box's case about that one. Good player, but usually doesn't airball him.
That
was an airball.
I don't even know what to say about that one. That was an air ball.
I mean, just way off the mark, Kenny. I don't know what to say about that one either.
You don't see that very often.
Oh, no.
Unless your name is Shaquille O'Neal. Beeler now. Lancers are going to hold it for the last shot
9
now.
9 seconds. To Clark. Stanky 5.
Stanky for three. Got it. He's hot tonight. He's hot.
Box up. Off the mark. Wouldn't have counted anyway.
16-11 Lancers with the lead going into the second quarter. You're listening to LVH1, the voice of Lancer Nation, and the 2017 sectional number 35 men's basketball tournament.
First Source Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
Introducing T&A Rigging Incorporated. Since 2005, we have been the premier machinery moving company for Lakeville and the surrounding areas. Our experts specialize in moving heavy equipment and machinery. We can also install, repair, and offer precision alignment for your machines. We can help with crane services and steel fabrication in shop or on site. For more info, visit tarigging.com or call 574-233-3074.
Back to Westview High School for the start of the second quarter. Lancers lead by 5, 16-11.
Just got a little clarification from a nice Bremen fan. Number 50 is Jacob Wonder. So, very good to hear that. Williams inside. And off the mark with the shot, there's Williams.
Whoa, almost looked like a 1-4 zone for Laville for a little bit.
Now that's something you can't
now
have.
that's something that you
I
really
mean,
don't see very often at all.
I mean, that's almost as bad as an I formation, Kenny. And Burkholder makes a shot.
Knocks down a three-pointer just like that. It's a two-point game. Wheeler thought about the three. Now he's going to drive. Kicks it down low to Justin DeClark for the reverse layup up and good. 18-14 Lancers push the lead back up to 4.
Well, teams are playing very tenaciously, knowing that you lose here, this is your season. And Laville's played Bremen a lot of times in the sectional as a
Ball goes out of bounds.
Laville
Lancer basketball.
Now turnovers are something that we didn't have a lot of in the first quarter, Kenny. 2 for Bremen, 1 for Laville, and Bremen picks up their 3rd overall in the game with that. I mean,
it's been a clean game other than all the fouls for the Lancers.
I was going to say Laville's foul trouble is the only thing that concerns anyone. Well, only Lancer fans. Bremen's had poor shooting percentage.
A turnover by the Lancers and a foul picked up by Jacob Williams, and he does not like the call.
No, he does not. That's his 2nd, team's 8th. Just a turnover there, but I mean, actually you'll have Burkholder going to the line shooting 1 in the bonus, Kenny.
I told you it's like 6:33 left in the second quarter, and Bremen is shooting free throws.
Well, that's really frustrating because first you pick up the turnover, then you pick up the foul, and now your opponent's getting essentially free points if he can make the free throws.
Knocks down the first one. Zach
Bremen,
Burkholder.
5 for 7 on the night shooting free throws so far.
Beeler goes to the bench for a quick breather as Connor Resork will check in. Connor Resork, this is his first sectional appearance. And he'll get the ball now. Had Justin DeClark wide open. Just didn't see him. DeClark now for the Lancers.
They're having a lot
Coach
of movement.
Edison is pretty frustrated right now. He thought there was something on Bremen, and he just didn't get called, and that's a blocking foul on the Lions.
Kauko's first foul, team's 2nd, but one of the things you're really watching here is Bremen's essentially on a 5-2 run, Kenny. I know it doesn't seem big, but
Stanky turns it over.
the momentum's starting to go the way of the Lions.
Let's not go that far, Dennis.
Riley Cox is set to enter, but I mean, Laville's started to have a little bit of a hiccup. And this season, on and off again, Laville has
Travel on Matt Box. Another turnover for the Lions as Justin DeClark will go to the bench for a breather. Riley Cox will check back in.
Laville usually has a quarter where it just looks a little shaky, Kenny. And if we can get that quarter out of our system, we usually play very well.
Stanky for 3. Got it. Has he missed a shot tonight?
No. 4 for 4, 11 points, 3 for 3 from behind the arc. Flawless motion too, Kenny.
It is. He shot that one on the move. Zach Burkholder tried the answer.
And
That'll be a foul on Burkholder over the back on Riley Cox.
Burkholder missed the 3-point shot, got way too handsy too fast, and collects the foul. Coach Smith doesn't like that.
Riley Cox went straight up for the rebound. He got the rebound, and Burkholder just went over the back.
I don't know if he
Bremen
had it,
fans
but
just don't agree with it.
He
but
was working
gotta
on
accept
controlling it and just, little too much effort there. Bremen's 3rd team foul, though. 4th team foul is
on number
Klockow.
20,
It's his
Klockow.
2nd.
Is it Klockow or Klockow?
I think it's Klockow, but I'm not exactly sure.
Neither am I.
Snyder enters for the Lions.
Inbound to Dove. Dove drives, dish down to Jacob Good. Kick out to Riley Cox for the 3. No good. Rebound Matt Box. That was a good look for Riley Cox. wide open, just couldn't knock it down.
Bremen's just doing a great job controlling things. And Wazorek with a failure on defense there.
Burkholder puts it up and over Riley Cox, who tried to block that shot.
Burkholder's looking pretty good with a fair amount of points right now. I mean, he has 7. Box also has 7.
Jacob Good now to Dalton Dove.
Man,
Stanky for 3.
got to
Rattles
fall.
in. Oh, man. When it's your night, it's your night.
Burkholder looked,
Favorable rim here.
Burkholder looked at that and just watched it bounce and fall. Good defense play by him, though.
It was great defense. The Stanky shot right over it.
Build excellent defensive rotation.
Shot
Yeah.
up, no good. Rebound, Riley Cox. Stanky. Oh, he thought about the 3. He found Jacob Good. Nice dish.
Sharing is caring.
Oh, yes. 14 points for Adam Stanky, and Bremen is going to take a timeout as the Lancers
You have to.
increased the lead to 8 with 3:47 left. We're going to stay right here.
But Laville just got a huge boost of momentum. I think with that, Kenny, Laville is on an 8-2 run. And after Bremen started off with a 5-2 run.
Lancers answer with the 8-2 run.
Yeah,
So
you've got 3 more points.
nice showing by the student section here.
Yeah, and a Hawaiian theme.
I did not get the memo. I did not get that memo. It was going to be Hawaiian.
Neither did Mr. Connor Carlisle.
I don't think so. I don't think he really cares. Let's just put it that way. He just wants to be here at the game. Zach Burkholder now. Bremen down by 8 with 3:41 left to go in the second quarter. I about said second half, Dennis.
Kenny, you're getting ahead of yourself here.
Snyder now driving on Jacob Good. He goes all the way to the basket, lays it up and in. 26-20 Lancers.
Just a little too much ground to cover there for Good. Snyder had to go around about 12 and a half, 13 feet, but he finally had enough of an angle. He could get it up, and beautiful layup there.
Riley Cox now guarded by Matt Box. Jacob Good with the ball to Adam Stanky, guarded by Burkholder. Zoric to Dove now. Now Dove can knock down those shots, but
Not at a high percentage.
he's not going to shoot them very often. You got to be up by like 40 for him to shoot it.
35.
Reasonable. Riley Cox on the drive. Almost stolen away by Matt Box. That is a travel.
I think that was the correct call, Kenny.
Yes, it was. He turned over when he was on the ground. You can't do that. Travel.
I think he was sliding, too, on top of just the turnover, but a lot of things happening. 2:29 remaining, and one of the major things that I'm really shocked about, Kenny, Laville, 1 foul in the second quarter.
That's
so
how you
far.
change it, yes.
That-
7 fouls in the first quarter to 1 in the second quarter.
And that's what Coach Edison needed to see, as Box would have made that. Ross had no better defense he could have played, Kenny.
Isaac Ross all the way down. Shot's no good. Wazorek finds it and draws the foul. Foul will be on number 24, Zach
Burkholder.
Burkholder.
Just a lot of fouls here.
Substitute for the Lions, number 12, Bryce Ginter. Burkholder will come to the bench and sit down for a breather and a rest. 5 fouls now on Bremen. Wazorek for 3, no good. Rebound Dove.
They're just having some problems shooting from behind the arc.
Riley Cox step for 3, no good. Strahler with the rebound for the Lions.
quick fact for you, or statistic for you. Stanky, 4 for 4 shooting 3-point shots. The rest of the team, 0 for 5.
Like I said, Stanky has the hot hand here tonight. Stanky for 3.
No.
His first miss. Riley Cox draws the foul. The foul will be, I believe, on number 22, Matt Box.
Correct. His first, team 6th. But Cox will go to the line shooting a pair.
That puts the Lancers in the bonus on the next foul for the Lions.
Both teams are in the bonus. Bremen has not got to take advantage of the opportunity as Cox misses his first.
Riley steps back, collects himself.
Stanky really fast, getting a little water drink on the sideline there. Needs it. Very active in this game.
Riley Cox makes 1 of 2 from the line. Lancers up by a touchdown, 27-20. It's a minute 23 left to go in the second quarter.
Turnover there.
Stanky with the ball.
Still, the thing that really impressed me so far throughout this game is Laville in the early ongoing high percentage shot taking, Kenny.
Yes, they shot very high percentage
Well,
shots.
they were
Out of bounds, Matt Box.
lucky Laville didn't turn it over there. But Laville took the high percentage shots for a while, and after Laville more or less got comfortable, I would say, then they started to attempt a lot of threes, and Stanky's 80% on threes. The rest of the team can't hit a three-point shot, as Ross missed that one.
Ginter for the Lions brings it up the court. Over to Snyder. Dumps it down to Matt Box. To Strahler.
Might have traveled.
Got away with the travel, yes. And Snyder knocks down a deep 3. 37 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
4-point game.
You think the Lancers are going to hold this out for the last shot?
I think they're going to try to, but Bremen's playing very stout defense, Kenny.
This 2-3 zone, or whatever this defense is, it looks almost like a 2-1-2 at one point.
It's
everything.
I would call it a floating defense at this point. I mean, you see everyone making switches, and Laville will try to hold for the last shot.
Riley Cox for the shot, no good.
Box with the 1 second, turns it over.
Jacob Good for the shot, no good.
Yeah, off the top anyway.
Lancers go into halftime with a 27-23 lead over the Bremen Lions. We're going to cut to a quick timeout here. You're listening to LVH1 and the 2017 section number 35 men's basketball playoff.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First West Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstwest.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Indiana. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Introducing T&A Rigging Incorporated. Since 2005, we have been the premier machinery moving company for Lakeville and the surrounding areas. Our experts specialize in moving heavy equipment and machinery. We can also install, repair, and offer precision alignment for your machines. We can help with crane services and steel fabrication in-shop or on-site. For more info, visit tarigging.com or call 574-233-3074.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FD.
Welcome back to Westview. Score update at half is 27-23. I thought my mic cut out. I'm sorry. We're going to go to Commissioner's Corner now with the President, Bobby Cox.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly update from the IHSAA Commissioner himself, Bobby Cox. Now for the inside scoop on what's happening day to day with the IHSAA. Here's Coach Bob Laville with Commissioner Bobby Cox.
Welcome, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox. And, Bobby, let's go back to Saturday. 4 really good, compelling, well-played games in the state championships for girls basketball at Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
Very good ball games, Bob, and congratulations to all 8 schools for playing in the state championships and to our champions. I couldn't be more pleased with their sportsmanship, their effort, the crowd support. We had the largest crowd at a girls basketball state final since 2009, so I feel like the changes that we've made have been beneficial, and very pleased with that. Also, we had our boys swimming state championships, a very competitive boys swimming tournament, and just a real good weekend for the association. And turn our head, and here we are right in the middle of the boys basketball tournament.
Yeah, and boys basketball did not lack drama last night. Defending 3A champ defeated 80-foot long at the buzzer shot, some upsets, some low-scoring games, a number of overtime games. As an overview, that's what happened just on the first night.
On the very first night, and we talk a lot about competitive balance, and we talk a lot about other issues surrounding competition and tournaments. There were 6 or 8 overtime games last night, maybe even more.
Yeah, there were more.
Which tells me that these games in the opening rounds are pretty good ball games and pretty exciting starts to our tournament, and create a lot of energy and enthusiasm as we move down the tournament road.
I know you were at the Eastern Green Sectional, and that was a matchup in Game 1 of 2 ranked teams, number 3 Bar Reeve, number 6 Linton Stockton. Not an empty seat in the place, a three-point win by Bar Reeve, 37-34. And it was talk about the value of each possession. That was the kind of game it turned out to be.
It absolutely was, Bob, and it was a great environment. There were no seats available, all the way to the rafters, and loud crowd, enthusiastic crowd, a battle of wills between the 2 schools to decide who was going to play what style, and it was just a really hard-fought, competitive, well-coached game between Joey Hart and Brian Hughes. Just a great job by both those guys. And as you said, Bar Reeve came out on top in a 3-point game, and that's why we throw the ball up and play, because it's a tremendous event, and it's also one of those deals that you got to come ready to play, and the other schools are going to try to change your style and change what you do, so you got to be ready to play.
The commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox, joins us. I'm struck by this commissioner. I've been a lifelong educator, and coaches had games last night. We know what that's about. You just talked about the drama of defending champs and great teams playing. Everybody's got to wake up and go to school the next day.
Yes, they do. And I think it's always important that we remember that athletics needs to remain subservient to the academic purposes of our school. And these are student athletes, students first. And you're right. emotional last night. Everybody's out there trying to win. Tough night for a lot of teams. And but the next day rolls around, the sun comes up, and you got to go to class, and you got to get your lessons done, and you got to get your priorities right. And that's what education-based athletics is about. And for those 17 sectionals tonight, they're going to get to play some basketball tonight, and they'll shift their focus from the classroom to the court and try to win a championship and win that first game and move forward.
What's amazing is how quickly teams get eliminated in this tournament. You start out with 411, and by the weekend, we'll have 60. What do we have? 64 teams left at the end of the weekend. It's
64.
amazing how quickly they get eliminated.
It is amazing, and that first sectional week, when you've got 400 teams in the tournament, and you're playing games all over the state, multiple games at a site. It doesn't take long before a lot of teams have ended their season and they're moving on to other things. But it's a tremendous tournament, and there'll be a lot of drama tonight. And then we are setting ourselves up for a tremendous weekend on Friday and Saturday.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox, our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA high school sports in our state. Commissioner, thanks so much. Enjoy the week. We'll talk to you.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First West Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
This
Sorry about that, folks. We're back. Technical difficulties with our audio.
And Ross up and in and one. Gets fouled by Snyder, and that will be his first.
Nice dish from Adam Stanky down to Isaac Ross
Yes, it was.
for the bucket and the foul.
Ross's first bucket of the game. I'm going to run through halftime stats really fast. For Bremen, Box and Burkholder with 7 points apiece and Snyder with 9. And for Laville at halftime, you have Cox with 1, Dove DeClark and Good all adding 2, Luke Beeler with 6, and Stanky adding 14, and Dove falls down on the play, Kenny. I didn't exactly see that one.
Oh, the nice
Beautiful.
move by Isaac Ross. Woo!
Drawing the foul there was Beeler, and that'll go on Strahler and be his second. Villas came out with a different mentality, I would say.
Looks like they just want to attack Bremen.
Yeah, well, you get the starters to foul out for a team, you're going to be doing pretty well usually.
Oh.
And hit every part of the rim at least twice there. Missed, but Strahler has 2. Klokow has 2. Burkholder has 2, so fouls are happening a lot right now.
The box fell down on the box out. Burkholder to Kloko.
Chucking over to Box. And Box makes that.
Stanky now. Coach Edison wanted a foul called.
Yes, he did.
Beeler. Shot good. Nice jumper by Luke Beeler. Lead goes back up to 7, 32-25.
Foul on
the Lancers?
That's on Dove, and that's his 3rd. Didn't exactly see, but definitely some contact there. We are having a discussion. If this was hockey,
It looks like it's probably going to be a warning for both players because it's been a little bit chippy here to open up this 3rd quarter. And I think the refs are just saying, hey, I like the intensity. Let's just calm it down. Both players, come over here, please.
I'd hope. If not, this was hockey, that definitely would have been an interference call because that was way away from the play going on. And both players there play with high intensity, Kenny, so to say the least, watch out for the rest of the game if that heats up anymore.
If it heats up anymore, there's probably going to be some technical fouls thrown.
I wouldn't say technical, but it definitely...
Nice steal by Riley Cox.
Some things happening.
Riley Cox going to take it himself and draws the foul. Number 24, Zach Burkholder, and that's his 3rd.
Team's 3rd. Very fast. Not even a minute and a half in the 3rd quarter. Not bad defense, though, because you have Burkholder in the air. He's defending as best he can. He just mistimes his swat and gets Riley's arm.
Riley Cox makes the first one, 33-25.
Caldwell enters as you have Burkholder take a seat for a moment. Laville 3 for 5 shooting free throws right now.
Make that 4 for 6.
Duly noted.
Lancers man-to-man defense. Box wants to drive, double teamed.
Turnover.
Stanky with the steal. Stanky. Spin move.
Not
Dumps
gonna
it
go.
off to Dalton Dove. Dove on the drive. Dish over to Riley Cox. Riley Cox finds Luke Beeler. Luke Beeler now. Back to Dalton Dove. We established in the first half that he can make them, but he won't shoot them.
Sometime I want to see him make one in the game, so therefore I could completely agree with you. I know you've had gym class with him, but I haven't seen him shoot way too many of them, Kenny.
He shot one early on in the regular season. He hasn't taken one since.
Right now we're just watching Laville put on a passing clinic.
This is what they want to do. They just want to wear out their defense.
I mean, turnover there, but
Beeler and Adam Stanky were not on the same page.
Right now, Bremen has Feldman enter. Brooks Feldman, his first time in the game. But I don't think it's so much the wearing them out, but you keep having them move enough and have to do enough switches, you're going to get an open lane at one point because of miscommunication, and you go and take your layup then. As Ross with a beautiful
swatted
swat.
Away by Isaac Ross. Beater to Riley Cox. Cox for 3. Short. Dove with the rebound. Goes back up and puts it up and in. Dalton Dove gets 4 points here.
So far 4 on the game. One of the great things about this beautiful scoreboard, all 5 players active in the game at the moment are on, and Bremen's turnovers 3 already this half.
Stanky to Riley Cox, to Luke Baylor, back to Riley Cox. Ross now, top of the key. Luke Beeler now. Ross with the back door, puts it up and in off the glass. 38-25. Lancers by 13 points.
Lancers,
and Bremen's going to take a timeout.
Lancers are on an 11-2 run since halftime.
We're going to cut it to a quick timeout. You're listening to LVH1 and the 2017 sectional number 35 playoff.
Introducing T&A Rigging Incorporated. Since 2005, we have been the premier machinery moving company for Lakeville and the surrounding areas. Our experts specialize in moving heavy equipment and machinery. We can also install, repair, and offer precision alignment for your machines. We can help with crane services and steel fabrication in shop or on site. For more info, visit tarigging.com or call 574-233-3074.
And we're back to Westview High
First West
School.
Bank
Dennis
is
said going
Introducing
into
T&A Rigging
timeout,
Incorporated.
The Lancers are on an 11-2 run.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics.
Back and forth all
Whatever your
game,
future
it's been
holds
run.
after high school, make sure you also
Bremen
think
has
about
a
your
5-2
financial
run.
future.
Laville has an 8-2
Opening an
run.
e-student checking account
halftime
with First West
happens,
Bank
Laville
is a
starts
great
with an
way to keep
11-2
you
run.
connected
Right
to your
now, you
personal
see a 13
finances
point
as you
game.
start on your road to success.
And
Think
It
the
was
way
a
you
4-point
want,
game at
when you
halftime.
want,
You're
24/7.
Bremen, you go in,
Apply
you're
online
gonna
at
be happy. You
firstwest.com
have a couple
today,
minor
or
adjustments
come
you
see
can
us
make.
at locations in La Paz,
Laville made all the
Plymouth,
right
Bremen,
adjustments.
Walkerton, or South Bend.
Member
early
FDIC.
on in this
This
game, if it was a
is what
13-point
matters.
lead, just the way this game is
This is
played
beyond
back and forth,
X's and
it doesn't feel like
O's.
a 13-point
This is the
lead.
difference
doesn't.
mutual
It feels
respect
like a
makes.
6-point lead.
This is what
as
character
Bremen
looks
cuts
like.
it down to an 11-point
This is what
game.
defines us in Indiana.
Both teams are
This
playing high
is
percentage
sportsmanship.
basketball. Rising
School
Rock was
sports.
nice, strong
It's not
off
the
glass.
outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played.
I would go
This
back
message
to
presented
say
by the
old
Indiana
school
High School
basketball.
Athletic Association and the
Minus
Indiana
11
Interscholastic
points,
Athletic
still
Administrators
looking at
Association.
1950s Hickory Huskers,
Introducing T&A
get in the
Rigging
lane,
Incorporated.
make the
Since
layups, make the
2005,
central
we have been the
shots.
premier machinery moving
like you
company
said,
for
high percentage
Lakeville and the
shots down
surrounding
low in the
areas.
lane.
Our experts specialize in moving heavy equipment and machinery.
Air ball by
We can also
Bogo.
install, repair, and offer precision alignment for your machines.
Laville students have to
We
let
can
go.
help with crane services and steel fabrication in shop or on site. For more info, visit tarigging.com or call 574-233-3074.
Matt Box for Bremen has 11.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial
You have
future.
3 scores for
Opening an
Bremen
e-student
right
checking
now.
account with First West Bank is a great way to keep you
Those
connected
defenses
to your
doing a
personal
good enough
finances
job
as you start on your road to
scores
success.
for Bremen, then
Think the way you want,
you have to have
when you
somebody
want,
else shoot the ball and
24/7.
start helping them out.
Apply online at firstwest.com today,
Especially when you
or come see us
you
at
have to get
locations in La
arrested,
Paz,
2
Plymouth,
scores in the
Bremen,
game.
Walkerton, or South Bend.
Doesn't always work.
Member FDIC.
At
They left
T&A
us wide
Rigging
open for about
Incorporated,
5
the staff works hard to ensure that your project is completed safely, on time, and with the least amount of interruption to your production. They aren't interested in only completing one project. Their goal is to build long-lasting relationships with customers. From machinery movement and repair, installation, transportation services, T&A Rigging has been serving Indiana and Michigan for over 10 years. For all your machinery and installation needs, call the crew at T&A Rigging Incorporated at 574-233-3074. T&A Rigging Incorporated, your satisfaction is our success.
Isaac Ross gets the rebound, but the shot is no good.
About playing basketball for my high school.
And
I like it because it's a
No.
place where friends get to see me play.
that's
I like
his
it
fourth.
because I'm playing for someone besides myself.
Edisons
I'm
do
playing for
not agree
everybody in
with
my
that.
school.
I'm looking
and
at
every
the
person in
scoreboard
my
right now
community.
because I have a little
Indiana High
confusion
School
on this one.
sports.
We don't know who the foul was on.
I'm waiting for him to change it. I do believe that's
They're more than just a game.
Come
Cubs fourth, but I
and see me
either
play.
that or he might have stepped out of bounds and then been the first
Hey,
player to
Lancer
touch the
Brands,
ball. There's no
advertising spots
indication
are
of going
available
up on
today
the-
with LVH1. Advertising with LVH1 at
pretty sure
Laville
it was
Junior
tied
Senior
with
High
the
School
turnover.
gives your business
Not a
publicity with high
Thank
school
you.
parents,
And
fans, and
Stanky gets
families
the
throughout
timeout.
the state of Indiana and beyond.
Good
Wonderful job.
Advertisements can be provided by
Timeout.
your business
We're going to keep
or
it
made
right
in-house
here.
by our mass media class at the high
Third
school.
quarter.
All the funding goes directly to the student program and will help us gain hands-on experience in the broadcasting, video editing, and marketing field.
If you're interested in advertising during athletic events throughout the year, please contact the broadcasting program at broadcasting@unicorn.eastgulf.in.us or call us at 574-723-115.
Advertise today with LVH1, the voice of Lancer Nation.
Bi-County Championship, in 2015 when Berger led the team. I mean,
I don't think of
but
this as a high
if
school
we do
weight
advance, which hopefully
It's
we
more like a
can
high
hold
school
on for the
classroom.
last 10 minutes and 2 seconds.
I'm learning
of
how
this
to
game.
manage my
Kenny
time here.
will be joining the student
I'm learning
section
that it's
tomorrow.
important to have goals and that it
I
takes
wish him
persistence
to have
and
the most
commitment to
fun.
reach them.
And I know he hasn't
I'm
got to
learning that the
enjoy
best
that a
way to
lot
lead
being in the band. I
is
know
by
he enjoys
example.
that, but it's something
Indiana
for him
high
to
school
experience.
sports.
I will be here bringing to you if we advance, but just something different for him.
They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Like Cox on the inbound gets it to Dalton Dove.
There's just one place where students are students
Dennis,
first,
I
and
hope
athletics
you
are
have
played
a
with
good
purpose and
time up here.
perspective. That
Nothing
place is your
personal, I
local
just
high
wanna be
school.
able to watch the
High
game
school
make my
sports
life
offer more than the joy of competition.
you're a
Studies show
senior,
that
I don't
student
blame you.
athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics, high school sports. A winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
During the game, all you have to do is be a fan.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics.
Isaac
Whatever your
Ross,
future holds after high school,
started by
make
Matt
sure you
Fox,
also think about your
Riley
financial
Cox now.
future. Opening an
Williams.
e-student checking account with First West Bank is a great way to keep you connected
Now we'll go
to
on
your
number
personal
34.
finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstwest.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
Member
I would say that as
FDIC.
well. It has
Introducing
helped out a lot.
TNA Rigging Incorporated. Since 2005, we have been the premier machinery moving company for Lakeville and the surrounding areas. Our experts specialize in moving heavy equipment and machinery. We can also install, repair, and offer precision alignment for your machines.
Both teams with 8 turnovers.
We can help with crane services and steel fabrication in-shop or on-site.
You can't do it by yourself. 13
First
points
West
is a
Bank
good
is a
mark.
proud sponsor of
An
Laville
11-point
Athletics.
deficit.
Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First West Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success.
Back to Riley
Bank the
Cox.
way you want,
Lances
when you
trying
want,
to
24/7.
time. That'd be a foul.
Apply online at firstwest.com
On
today,
that box,
or come see us
second.
at locations in La
Team's
Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
Member FDIC.
At TNA Rigging Incorporated, the staff works hard to ensure that your project is completed safely, on time, and with the least amount of interruption to your production. They aren't interested in only completing one project. Their goal is to build long-lasting relationships with customers. From machinery movement and repair, installation, transportation services, TNA Rigging has been serving Indiana and Michigan for over 10 years. For all your machinery and installation needs, call the crew at TNA Rigging Incorporated at 574-233-3074. TNA Rigging Incorporated, your satisfaction is our success.
Both players were
Want to
moving.
know what I like best
Fox
about
did push
playing
his arm out.
basketball for
He
my
didn't
high
fully
school?
extend, but he did extend.
I like it because it's a
But
place where my friends get to
it's
see
when
me
them
play.
50-50 calls.
I like it
and
because
it was called
I'm
on
playing for
Wheeler,
someone
and that's
besides
his
myself.
third.
I'm playing for
Team's
everybody in
third.
my
I
school.
mean, I get what
Every
you said
person in
there,
my
but I
community.
saw
I
the
know.
arm
High school
extend
sport.
out, and
I
usually
didn't-
they're going to call that as an offensive foul.
I didn't see it extend out like a full extension. I do see a partial.
They're more than just
And
a game.
with
Come
Bremen trailing by 11,
and see
I
me
think they
play.
were gave the benefit of the doubt.
Hey Lancer fans, advertising spots are available today with LVH1. Advertising with LVH1 at Laville Junior Senior High School gives you business publicity with high school parents, fans, and families throughout the state of Indiana and beyond.
Advertisements can be
Fox will
provided
go to
by
the
your
bench now.
business or made in-house by our mass media class at the high school.
All the funding goes directly to the students program and will help us gain hands-on experience in the broadcasting, video editing, and marketing field.
If you're interested in advertising your athletic events throughout the year, please contact the broadcasting program at broadcasting@unionor.edu.
We're going to go
At
to the
TNA
fourth
Rigging
quarter.
Incorporated, the
The
staff
Lancers
works hard to
leading
ensure
by
that your
11.
project is
You're listening to LVH1 and the sectional number 35 men's basketball playoff.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First West Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstwest.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
Member FDIC.
At TNA Rigging Incorporated, the staff works hard to ensure that your project is completed safely, on time, and with the least amount of interruption to your production. They aren't interested in only completing one project. Their goal is to build long-lasting relationships with customers. From machinery movement and repair, installation, transportation services, TNA Rigging has been serving Indiana and Michigan for over 10 years. For all your machinery and installation needs, call the crew at TNA Rigging Incorporated at 574-233-3074. TNA Rigging Incorporated, your satisfaction is our success.
And we're back to Westview High School. Jacob Good down low with the shot up and good. Kisses it off the glass, 42-29 Lancers.
This is one of the more remarkably speedy games I've seen this year. If we started 3 minutes later than expected, which I think we did at 6:03, we have had 34 minutes with 10 minutes of halftime in the 3 quarters, and we've had 18 minutes of dead air because of stoppages in play, which is remarkable, Kenny.
Oh, nice save by Adam Stanky.
Bremen's 9th turnover.
Beeler draws the foul. We go to the line. Foul will be.
And that will be on
number
Caldwell,
34.
and that's his second, team 7th. So you have 1 and the bonus, correct? 2.
2 shots. Beeler knocks down the first one.
2 for
Zach
3 on the
Burkholder
night
and
is
Matt
Beeler.
Box will re-enter for the Lions.
We go with the biggest lead of the night, a commanding 15-point lead.
44-29 Lancers.
6 for 8 on free throws are the Lancers. Bremen's shooting not too shabby too, but he has 6 for 8 as well.
Burkholder in the corner, guarded by Beeler. Snyder, a deep 3, no good. Rebound, Jacob Good. Stanky wanted the full court pass to Isaac Ross. He thought better of it. Jacob Good picks up the loose ball.
Riley Cox is wide open, Kenny. I know
Stanky couldn't find him.
I know you didn't want to turn the ball over if you're good, but if you could have found him, that's an easy backdoor layup. Nobody was around him at all. Snyder guarding Ross, very strong there.
Jacob Good now brings it into the lane, no good. Tip back up by Isaac Ross, no good. Rebound Snyder for the Lions. Lancers 0 for 2 on that possession.
Yeah, you missed the first shot, then you missed the putback, but you're still in a commanding position. So you're not too upset about what's happening, to say the least.
Just under 6 minutes to go here in the final quarter. Lancers still have a 15-point lead and timeout Lions.
Coach Smith probably isn't way too happy about the events that happen. You call a timeout and you score, but just very difficult.
We're going to take the timeout as well. 44-29 Lancers with 5:51 to go in the fourth quarter. You're listening to LVH1 and the 2017 sectional number 35 men's basketball playoff.
I like best about playing basketball for my high school. I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
And we're back to Westview High School. 44-29 Lancers. 5:51 to go in the fourth quarter. Stanky hasn't scored. He's been at 14 points for a while now.
Since halftime. But just remember in our broadcasting so far together, and when we won by county, you were really wanting to storm the court, and I talked you out of it, Kenny. Very awesome to see our students do that when we won it in 2015, but just...
Well, I remember that vividly. I know I was yelling into this microphone.
Yes, you were.
I was yelling into the microphone because I wanted to storm the court, but I couldn't. Baylor off the steal. Layup goes up and in. 46-29. Lancers by 17.
If I had just a little bit more time and this wasn't so fast-paced, points off turnovers right now, Laville has to be dominating that category.
Stanky with another steal. Pass up to Jacob Good. Puts it up and in. You could have got a foul on that one, too. 48-29 Lancers.
Laville on an 8-0 run since the beginning of the fourth quarter. The first thing. The second thing is Bremen only has 11 turnovers. But Laville probably has 16 points off those 11 turnovers. I mean, it's one of those
steals for the Lancers, too. It's pretty high as well.
Yeah, but having the ball stolen is a turnover, and blocking foul on Cox. I don't know about that one now.
I don't know about that one yet.
I mean, Box was making an aggressive move. His knee went into about the chest of Cox, and Ross was there to swat it. But everybody remaining calm. Cox's second foul. Team's fourth. And Box off the mark with his first. 3 for 5 on the night so far.
Box is the front of the rim. He airballed one in the first quarter.
Yes, he did.
Misses them both. Strahler with the rebound. No good. Rebound, Jacob Good. Foul on number 42.
Strahler fouls.
Strahler.
Now that's frustration plus more frustration. Your teammate goes 0 for 2 on the trip to the line. You missed the putback. You fouled the opposing team. And now they have a 1-and-1 opportunity. So, I mean, Strahler has 3 fouls, but Good at the line. I mean, that's one of the things, if you're Coach Smith, you have to work on, and it doesn't look like you'll be working on that for the next game with Laville leading by 20.
49-29.
That's one of those things next season you have to talk to your team about. 3 players in double figures. Stanky with 14, Beeler with 13, and Matt Box with 13.
Laville has equal scoring up on that board right now. Stanky with 14, Beeler with 13. Isaac Ross chips in with a big-time 4 points. Jacob Good has 8 points. Riley Cox has 3 points, those coming off free throws.
One of those things you don't see that often for Laville, but Beeler in foul trouble. That you don't see.
That is 4 fouls
on Luke
Beeler. He's, I believe the stat is right, he's only fouled out once this season.
I can't quote that either way, Kenny. I know it's rare when he fouls out. I can't give you out of the 22 games Laville's played how many times he's fouled out, but Bremen turns the ball over again, and Ross is fouled.
It's the steal, and Ross is fouled.
I believe that will go on Strahler and be his 4th, if so. And
yes,
it
will.
Is. So, Strahler with 4, Beeler with 4. Yeah, Box, Burkholder with 3, and Dove with 3 for the Lancers.
Beeler does go to the bench, replaced by Justin DeClark.
And you have Caldwell entering for Klauko. So Ross at the line. Off of
Can't make
first.
it. Strahler with the rebound. 50-29 Lancers.
Laville on a 10-0 run since the beginning of the fourth quarter, Kenny. Exactly what Coach Edison wants to see, and tough way to end the season if you're Bremen.
And you said it earlier, it's just a game of runs. And Laville has owned these runs here.
Yes, they have.
Since Bremen went on a 5-2 run. And that was in the second quarter, I believe.
Yes, it was.
And since then, Laville has owned the runs. An 8-2 run, an 8-0 run, and an 11-0 run.
Yes, but foul on the floor. And trying to see some clarity. There were a lot of bodies. I believe it was just a timeout, possible.
Box on the inbound.
But there's a foul. Matt
Draws
Box
the foul.
will go to the line, and I believe that's Stanky picking up his
second.
DeClark picking up his first. Team 6th. So Laville will be in the double bonus with the next foul. Bremen is now put into the bonus. Box hits the first. Even with that free throw, since halftime, Laville is on a 23-7 run. First point right there scored in the fourth quarter for Bremen, ending a 10-0 run. So Bremen is struggling isn't even the word.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
And Dove.
Is that on? That's on Box.
That's his fourth.
Whoa, that
didn't look so good, and it looks like Dove might have jammed a finger there. Shooting 2 at the line. Just fast pace.
I almost thought that Dove was going to get a technical foul there. I thought he was going to get a technical foul.
Yeah, I did too. I saw him dribbling, but it looked like after, like when the foul was committed, he accidentally hit him. Not trying to be malicious or anything, but just you saw him grab at his hand like he jammed his fingers. And it looked like his fingers collided with the upper torso of Box from what I could see, Kenny.
Box fakes the 3, dumps it off to Jacob Strahler down low. For the layup, that is good. Lead is cut down to 19.
Strahler's first 2 points of the night, Kenny.
Foul and Strahler on Dove.
Nope, that would go on Snyder and be his second. But Dove goes to the line, shooting a pair. Yeah, I don't know if Bremen's trying to foul to get back in it right now, Kenny, but it's not the right strategy down 19.
Especially with the Lancers being in the double bonus.
Yeah,
lead goes back up to 20 for the Lancers, 52-32.
That and your opponent's not struggling too much at the free throw line on the other end of the floor. You scored 10 points in this second half.
Riley Cox picks up the rebound off the miss on the second free throw by Dalton Dove. Snyder with the steal, goes in for the layup.
Going coast to coast. Still an 18-point lead for the Lancers. Snyder has 11. Just more or less right now you're watching the time wind down, Kenny, and trying to get in the mindset of tomorrow's game.
Well, if this score holds out, the Lancers will move on to the sectional championship tomorrow night. That game will start at 7 o'clock. They will face the winner of Westview Central Noble. That game will tip off after this game.
And that'll be Strahler's fifth as Strahler fouls out. Dove to the line shooting another pair. And we will have Feldman taking his spot, but tough way to end the game. Strahler's a junior, but just hard to know that your team's probably going to lose right here. They did succeed in the first round beating Prairie Heights by 18, but Prairie Heights, I think it had 1 or 2 wins all season, Kenny.
2 and 20 coming into that game against Bremen. It really wasn't even a contest at all.
No.
Bremen rolled to a win as usual, as they should have.
Dub made the first. Off the mark.
This is the second. Over the back on Jacob Good.
And that'll be his second foul. Laville's 7th. Bremen goes down to the line shooting free throws. The 1 and 1.
1 and 1 for Bremen with 2:50 left in the fourth quarter, and substitutes for the Lancers as Edison will empty his bench to get the starters out. Get some rest for tomorrow night.
Yep, Good, Williams, and Wazorek all enter. The only starter who's in the game is Luke Bueller, who's had his rest, having those 4 fouls, so he needs to warm back up a little, Kenny.
Fox knocks down the first one.
5
He's
for
now
9.
the leading scorer in the whole game with 15 points.
5 for 9 on the night, Matt Box.
Knocks down the pair. 53-36 Lancers. Justin Clark back out to Connor Wazorek. Lancers just going to hold out the ball here. They're going to get the air out of the ball, run down that clock, and force Bremen to maybe foul them.
I don't think Bremen can really do much fouling them. You're chipping away at the lead slowly, Kenny, but you have to have a bench 12 guys deep to have a chance.
Good down low to Jacob Williams for the basket.
Nice job by Williams, his first basket of the night. Box almost could have fouled out there, Kenny.
He could have.
Williams would have went up there. It would have been very easy for him to foul out. And Beeler fouls out on that.
He was the only starter left in, and he's going to get a rest now.
No, actually, no, that was on Williams. My apologies. That's his third. Team's 8th. I think that's my first missed call all night, Kenny.
I think it is.
But that miss is not a missed call. Feldman off the mark. 4 scores in the game for the Lions, Kenny. And Strahler only has 2 points.
Jacob Good gets the rebound for the Lancers. And Beeler will bring it up. Lancers just trying to eat clock.
And they're doing that exactly. One of the old things my grandparents would say Radecki would do 4 corners, but right there you were made pay by Jacob Wonder, his first basket.
55-38. Don't call it a comeback.
But 4 corners is not a bad strategy, but Bremen
Pass way too far ahead of Matt Box.
Both teams. Bill's had 3 turnovers, Kenny, all with their younger players. It sounded like they were saying we want gold. Not exactly sure, but
I have no idea what they were saying.
I think it was we want gold, which really confused me at this point, Kenny.
Can't coach you on that one, Dennis.
No.
I heard we want ball.
Might be we want ball. Wish I had one of their numbers to ask them what they're saying, Kenny. Beeler going to the line, shooting a pair. First foul by Bryce Ginter.
56-38 Lancers.
Beeler 4 for 5 on the night, as we have Jared Beeler, Nathan Nichols-Peterson enter the game for the Lancers.
There'll probably be one more substitute, probably for Luke Beeler.
Yes, or else he would have entered, Kenny. And he does for the shooter.
And that'll be Riley Wagner.
And Riley Wagner.
Jared Beeler, Nathan Nicholas-Peterson, and Riley Wagner.
They all play very well in the JV, but next year you're going to have some big shoes to fill. You have Stanky, the team leader. You have solid substitutes into Clark and Williams. And then you have an all-around just rebounder in Ross.
Pass intended for Catherine Neese, incomplete.
I don't think you're passing for a cheerleader, Kenny. So Laville's up by 19 and just dominated this game.
Bremen played some excellent defense today, Dennis. So that first half for Bremen was just really awesome. They had great defense, and they would have kept that up. This would have been a competition type of game, but
I think it would have. But at the same time, Kenny, Laville essentially doubled their score. They got one basket over doubling their score, and Bremen's offense died for the second half until late. And Laville wins the game 57-38.
Lancers will move on to the sectional championship game tomorrow night here at 7 o'clock. We'll face the winner of Westview Central Noble, as I said before. We're going to crunch the numbers here really quick. We're just going to keep it right here. Luke Beeler finishes the night with 15 points for the Lancers. Ties Matt Box for game high.
I'm just trying to get all these numbers crunched, Kenny.
I hear you. I hear you. Lancers. This will be their third sectional championship appearance. They won it in 13, 15. They move on here in 17. Third sectional championship appearance in 5 years. So tomorrow night we'll see whether the Lancers can get their third sectional championship. We're going to cut to a quick timeout. You're listening to LVH1 and the 2017 sectional number 35 men's basketball playoff.
First West Bank is a proud sponsor of Laville Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Indiana. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Introducing T&A Rigging Incorporated. Since 2005, we have been the premier machinery moving company for Lakeville and the surrounding areas. Our experts specialize in moving heavy equipment and machinery. We can also install, repair, and offer precision alignment for your machines. We can help with crane services and steel fabrication in-shop or on-site. For more info, visit tarigging.com or call 574-233-3074.
Back to Westview High School here as the Lancers dominate the Bremen Lions 57-38. And we'll have the stats here from Dennis Feitz.
First, I'm clearing up one thing. We were trying to always figure out what they were saying in the student section. They were saying, we want Cole.
Indicating Cole George for
the Bremen Lions. He is a senior, and this would have been his last game. Not playing way too much. He did get some time in some other games, but not tonight. So the fans were wanting that. And just looking through the stats, Laville had a little bit better rebounding. Turnovers were even. Laville dominated points off turnovers. I don't have that stat, Kenny. I'm not up to that par yet, but I do have the final scores, and my totals add up, and I think they might have misawarded a point to somebody. My stats are unofficial now, but for both teams, I have the Bremen Lions, who fall to the Laville Lancers, their totals first. I have Zach Burkholder with 7, Jacob Strahler with 2, Jacob Wonder with 2, Chandler Snyder with 11, and I have Matt Box unofficially with 16, Kenny. I mean, that's what I unofficially have. And for the Laville Lancers, I have Jacob Williams with 2, Riley Cox with 3, Isaac Ross with 4, Dalton Dove with 7, Jacob Good with 8, Adam Stanky with 14, which is not a bad number, but he did not score 1 point in the second half, which is uncharacteristic for him in the least. And Luke Beeler scored 9 points in the second half, giving him 15. So Laville's scoring was very evenly spread out. You got the high percentage, easier baskets in the first half. I mean, you did exactly what you wanted to do. You had a great game. You dominated essentially. I mean, you won by 19. I mean, not much more you could really say, Kenny. That's all around a good game and a quality victory, as you have to prepare for either Westview or Central Noble as a Laville Lancer fan.
Westview, 16-6. They start, get this, Dennis, 4 sophomores and a freshman.
Well,
and they're coming off a sectional championship last year. 4 sophomores and a freshman already have a sectional championship and a banner hung up there.
Excluding the freshman, yeah. So that's a very quality team, to say the least, Kenny. Probably, even though they're very young, the favorite in tonight's game.
They are probably going to be the favorite to win tomorrow night too, but we don't want that to happen, as the Lancers are waiting now to see who they will face tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Anything can
Tip off at 7.
But anything can and will happen, like you say, and Hoosier hysteria.
And I saw that firsthand. Went to the South Bend Riley Adams game.
Ooh,
Adams won, get this, on free throws with 0.2 seconds left.
Good grief. The IHSAA State Basketball Tournament is presented by the Indiana Pacers and the Indiana Fever. Both are state's excellent basketball programs professionally.
The Fever won the WNBA Finals a couple years ago. I remember that.
I believe so. I know they've been a very quality team, and just trying to watch a little bit more WNBA, but just not the easiest one to find on the television, Kenny.
No, it's not. So that'll wrap it up here from Westview.
Just going through tomorrow, and you have fun in the student section. Hopefully we can go on from there, and I can see you again at regional.
I will be at regionals. Yes, I will be at regionals. I will call that game. But if we make it to the regional final, we'll be in student section again.
So for essentially excluding state, I hope. But other
state will probably be with the band.
Understood. So excluding state, you're going to go the first game broadcasting, second game student section.
Except for semi-state. Semi-state's only one game.
Understood. And obviously the state final is 4 games.
Oh, duh. Of course.
Yeah. But that's all I can really say from here.
That'll wrap it up here from Westview High. So your score, once again, your Lancers 57, the Bremen Lions 38. I am Kenny Kramer alongside Dennis Fights. Have a great night. Go Lancers. You're listening to LVH1, the voice of Lancer Nation, and the 2017 class number 35 sectional men's basketball playoff. Good night, everybody.